Welcome to Paris, welcome to Roland-Garros. The tennis is in full swing, and by the end of the day, round one will be complete. And the weather, well, it's been and it continues to be very hot and very sunny. Now, nightly from 7 o'clock here at Live at RG, we'll be rounding up all the day's action and bringing you, of course, the reaction to it. And here for you is what we have on this evening's show. Rafa Nadal begins his quest for Roland-Garros number 14. World number one Ash Barty gets off to a winning start. And Novak Djokovic will begin his campaign under the lights on day 3. Do continue getting in touch with us via the official Roland-Garros social media channels. It's really nice to hear from you. But I am delighted to say that joining us in the studio this evening alongside myself and Danny is 10-time Roland-Garros winner, Tony Nadal.
No. I was 10 times here, and I watched 10 times winning to win my nephew, but I won never.
Tony, it must be very special for you. Every year you come back here and you walk through the gates of Roland-Garros.
Good. Last year I didn't come, but for me it's special, of course, to be here. I have many memories, good memories. I remember the first time that I was here. Then it's a special tournament for us.
And Danny, we were talking yesterday, and you were telling me about Tony's love of golf and your love of golf, and I wasn't sure if I'd have to be talking about...
I love golf, but golf love...
The golf doesn't love you.
Oh, golf doesn't love you. Okay, so we can stick to tennis for the show.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I think these days it's really hard to decide what subject, whether it's tennis or golf, but I feel like we always talk about it, but we've never actually played together, so we kind of know each other game, but that's pretty much where it finishes.
I need to play with her because I think I can beat her.
He thinks he can beat me. Okay.
But he just said he wasn't very good, but he thinks he can beat you.
Wow. So how does that make me feel then?
I don't know. I feel this is a bit of a challenge
here.
I
think we need to follow that up.
So we'll stick to tennis for the rest of the show. And you said you weren't here last year. You are here this year. You're with Felix Auger-Aliassime.
Yes.
Now, you were on court for just over 3.5 hours alongside Felix. A tough defeat to the very experienced Andreas Seppi. How did you see that match for Felix?
For me, it was a very tough match because first we lose. I thought that Felix has to win this match, but it was a little too tense all the time, and it was difficult. At the end, Andreas Seppi played well, and Felix didn't play very well.
How does it feel emotionally when you're working, obviously, with Felix, but at the same time, Rafa is about to start the match? Do you still get nervous knowing Rafa is on the court, or not anymore?
No. Today I was more nervous with Felix than with Rafael, because first I was here for Felix, and second, I thought that Rafael was... It's easy that Rafael win, that for the Felix, Felix can win. Then I was more nervous for Felix this time.
But this is really just the beginning of your journey with Felix.
Yes, some months ago he asked me to help him, and I decided to help him because I think he's a very good guy. I think he has a good potential, but at the same time, I think that he needs to improve something about the game. Then it's a good challenge for me.
How does it feel being back on the tour? Are there some things you go like, oh no, this again, I did not miss that?
In a part, it's good to be here, but I am very good. I am very happy when I am at home, when I am in the Rafa Nadal Academy, when I am in Mallorca. You have to come.
Yes.
And then, good. There's, I don't know what I prefer more.
I guess there are advantages to both. I think that's the reason why we are more now on this side. Probably that there was enough traveling, I think, before.
You know, I was many years here, and I was really happy with my nephew because I live many good moments. But no, never one moment was so good like when I was at home practicing the forehand or the backhand with my nephew. Then I have the possibility to make the same in the Rafa Nadal Academy. It's good for me to be there.
And you are going to split the time. It's not always travelling with Felix.
No,
How
no.
will you divide the time?
No, I travel only some weeks. I was in Madrid, in Monte Carlo, in here, then in Wimbledon. But I said I cannot travel a lot because I am the director of the Rafa Nadal Academy, and I have to be there.
And it must be so rewarding to see the young players coming through and you're able to help them and you can see them progress and develop.
Yes, for me it's easier because always when someone asks me, I am more like a professor than a coach because I like to be involved in the progress of the players. And when you are here is more another thing, is to take care what I said, what in this moment you can say this or this. No, I like to be natural and to say, okay, we have to improve this, and then we have to go to work. And this is all my life. I thought in this way. Never I thought, oh. I did, I have to say, I did the same when Rafael was young. Then when Rafael won here, yes. When he won here the first time against Puerta, I write a paper after the match. Exactly 2 hours after the match, and I said, okay, Rafael, it's very, very well done. No? You won Roland-Garros, but you did this. Very bad. Very bad, no. But Puerta played better than us, and you have to improve this. You won the first Roland-Garros. When you want not to stop here, you have to improve this. If not, this will be the first and the last.
Did you tell him that right after he was still holding the trophy? Or?
Yes, I let the paper in the...
Right. I'm so glad we are having the topic we are having on the Eye of Daniela, because we're going to discuss that in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we're going to get to that a little bit later, but we had over 50 matches spread out around Roland-Garros today because the doubles competitions have started. 40 of them are singles matches. By the end of the day, round one will be complete and out and about for us. I'm not sure where you are this evening, Eli, and I hope you're in the shade.
I'm indeed not at all in the shade. Tough to be in the shade at this moment. The sun is shining very, very bright. I am on court 6. Corey Goff against Aleksandra Krunic from Serbia. And the American Wonder Child is up 4-3 in the first set. She was down 3-2. Corey Goff, remember, she's the one who came out of nowhere. She was very young, made round of 16 in Wimbledon. Now she's in a situation where people are now sort of, she needs to confirm everything that's being expected of her, which she's doing. She won a tournament in Parma earlier this month on clay. She's obviously the favorite in this match, but it's not totally fluid. She does like to play on clay. As I said, she won the tournament. She also won here in juniors in 2018. And in fact, here's an interesting stat. 11 former junior champions in the draw. So when you win juniors, the transition to seniors is good. Anyways, it's Corey Goff. It's 40-30. She's Aleksandra Krunic serving to tie it at 4-all.
Eli, thank you very much. And Eli will be back with us a little bit later in the show. Now, Tony, as we had you here, our match of the day had to be your nephew, Rafa Nadal against Alexei Popyrin. And you talked about after he won his very first Roland-Garros, could you have ever imagined that we would be sitting here all these years later and he would have 13 Roland-Garros titles?
Of course, no, never. I grew up with Bjorn Borg. I thought that he was an unbelievable player. He won here 6 times. Then my nephew won 13. The double and a little more. Never I imagine. I can't imagine this. But the real thing is that after the first, I thought that we can win the second. After the second, I thought we can win the third. After the third, the fourth, and then, okay. And now I hope that he can win the 14.
Is it almost like whenever he wins the last one, the whole preparation for the next one already starts, or you kind of just follow the season and then start to think about it the next clay court
No,
time?
we start the next clay court, but only one time when he lose in 2009.
Okay.
When we finish, I said to Rafael, the next season, the most important thing is to win
Yep.
again in Roland-Garros.
So basically, the focus was already 12 months preparing for that.
But I know after this defeat, I wanted to win again here because it was
Yeah, you can
a
end up like
difficult defeat. But then, no, we start to prepare when start the clay season.
okay.
Does he get, Tony, does he get nervous? And if so, how nervous does he get? So ahead of a first round match, 13 titles here later, does he suffer from nerves? Will he feel them?
Rafael was always nervous. I don't know now, but I remember many times when I talk with him. Sometimes he has a easy match, and I said, "Oh no, Rafael, how do you believe that you can lose against this player? Please, you have to be normal." But it's not. At the end, it's normal that he was nervous in the first match because he knows how important was this tournament for him, no? But I said many times in the first day, today is not a day to have a big success, it's a day to win. Make the things simple, try to play not too bad and put the ball in.
What do you think why it is? Because I keep saying it all the time that the first round matches for all the seeded players in the slams are. I mean, there's so much pressure on us.
The match pressure was always in the final, not in the first. This is a thing that many coaches and players say. Oh, the first match is the most difficult. No, the most difficult is when you play against Federer, against Djokovic or Dominic Thiem, not against the. Popelin is a good player, but I think will be more difficult in the next matches.
But the nerves before the first round.
Yes, nervous is normal to have, but before the final,
More.
I was very nervous always, and Rafael.
So before the
Sometimes-
first round, you were relaxed, kind of.
No, before the first round, it's normal, a little nervous, but not too much for me.
Okay,
Because
so-
always I thought that Rafael can win.
So that's the difference between Rafael and me. I was freaking out.
No, always I thought that Rafael has to win the first match.
Or maybe I didn't have the right coach. So
No,
yeah,
for-
there you
no.
go. That's why I'm sitting
For-
here and not there on the
No,
court.
for me, I was nervous when he played against a very good player. But I was not too nervous when he played against a player that I thought that my nephew was better.
So let me ask you: were you more nervous before Rafa played Roger or Rafa played Novak?
Novak.
Okay.
Here, in Roland-Garros, Novak.
And on grass, Roger.
Because when he played against Roger, I thought that we have the way.
Okay.
At the least, I know that when we can do this game, I think we can win.
Okay.
Against Novak was more difficult to know the tactic.
Sure.
And I think Novak on clay is a little more complete than Roger.
Okay.
Still that I know that Roger is so good.
So the quest for Roland-Garros title number 14 is underway with the straight sets victories you just saw there of the Australian Alexei Popyrin. And here for you, a few words from Rafa post-match on court.
Well, the beginning of the match had been very tough too. Now he was playing bombs all the time, and his serve was huge. And under these warm and fast conditions, it's always difficult. Now he's young, and the speed of his ball is just incredible. Now he's fast running, and when he hit the ball, is every time going for the highest power possible. No? So have been a tough match. I was lucky to win that third set. I don't know how, but I found a way. So super happy. Yeah.
Tony, if I can, I'd like to take you back to 2017, La Decima, the build-up. I know that nearly every night we were talking about it, building up to it. Would it happen? Will it happen? Yes, it did happen. And then very special for you because it was the 10th title together and also your last year on tour with your nephew, and you came down onto Philippe Chatrier. They must be very special memories.
Yes, of course. It was a moment very special for me. I remember when Rafael won this match.
Were you nervous walking out with the trophy?
Good, I had a big emotion because I know what that means 10 times. And it's not only for this, it's because Rafael lose in 2015, 16, and was the comeback.
Danny, they're just wonderful scenes. To see a full stadium and to see the presentation and what that meant to Rafa Nadal and his family.
And another thing I know, in this moment, I remember in 2009, the public of the Central Court was not too correct, I think, with Rafael. In 2017, never I saw the crowd like this. Not only with Rafael, with Federer or with in all the stadiums in Australian Open or in Wimbledon, we lose against Federer, and never I saw the people to shake hands like this.
They make it very, very special. Now, I mentioned that we had 40 singles matches. We're not going to go through all 40, partly because some of them are still taking place around the site. But we are going to run through some of the results, starting with Ash Barty, 2019 champion. Danny, she didn't defend it in 2020. She didn't leave Australia due to the pandemic, but she is back, and she is back to winning Wales.
Yeah, absolutely, Gigi. It was so nice for Ash to walk out there on the center court and be able to start defend her title from 2 years ago. And, you know, it's so cool to see her playing so well because, like I said, she's the best example in women's tennis as far as her attitude goes, and also the speech she gave after the match, how grateful she is being back and that she has the opportunity to compete again. She's making a huge effort to come here to travel for 5-6 hours being away from her home, and she never complains. So I just absolutely love her mentality and
So good.
yeah.
She took a medical time out at the end of the second set, didn't discuss that afterwards, and said the most important thing on her travels is her coffee machine. Now to Gael Monfils. To say his form hadn't been great, Danny, would be an understatement. But here it was something different and something special against an in-form man on the clay this year.
Yeah, it was really cool to see all the crowds supporting Gael and how much this match means to him, because he really needs it for his confidence. And it was also sweet for Elina as soon as she finished her match to go out there and support her boyfriend. And yeah, he desperately needs to get some momentum, because we all know as a players how difficult it is to, when you lose the confidence, and you need to find ways how to start feeling good about your game again.
Listen to the crowd. He loves the crowd. He loves being here. And Albert Ramos Viñas had won Estoril. He's a joint tour leader on clay with wins this year. But Gael Monfils was able to turn it around. It's his best win since February 2020, and look what it meant to him. Then there's the future Mrs. Monfils, whose match was actually before on Philippe Chatrier, and Alina Svitolina against Danny, the 17-year-old wildcard.
Yeah, I thought she was very impressive, Babel, especially in that second set. You know, when you come for the first time to play the top players, you can get a little bit overwhelmed, especially playing on Philippe Chatrier. So I think she did well mentally to show how much potential she's got, but still, you know, she needs more experience. But definitely good way for her to start her first match ever at Roland-Garros, because in the second set, she definitely had her chances, but still was lacking the belief.
Yeah, Svitolina rattled off 5 straight games. She's now on 22 of her last 23 first-round Grand Slam matches. There's the fist pump. There's the win. How much of a surprise was this 7th seed Andrei Rublev going down in 5 to Jan-Lennard Struff?
Not really, because I think Struff can play really well. You know, he hits the ball super hard, and Rublev on clay, I don't think he's as effective as he can be on hard or grass. So since Struff, you know, playing really some incredible tennis here over the past couple of years. So wasn't as surprised as maybe some other people might think.
They were on court for 3 hours and 46 minutes in the end. And it is a first top 10 win for Jan-Lennard Struff at a Grand Slam. He's won his last 7 5-set matches. What a win for the German. And Tony, I must ask you about Aslan Karatsev, an absolute sensation, the Russian.
Yes, it's unbelievable. We practice with him in Monte Carlo, and I cannot understand why this guy weighs so much to become a very good player. Of course, he has a wonderful forehand, and he's a very good player. He beat this year Djokovic. He won in Dubai, semifinals in Australian Open. I cannot understand why he did his 28 or 20.
Yeah, it
I don't
takes
know,
him a while
20
to make it, but better late
because-
than never, no?
Yes, I don't know. Yes, but better later than never. But I cannot understand why not before.
No, it's incredible. Ons Jabeur started the day off with his victory over Yulia Putintseva 7-5 at 6-2. Fourth round in 2020 for Jabeur. And it's really good to see her back, Danny, because she's recently had a hamstring problem, but she's shown that she's back and she's fit. And Putintseva can be a tricky opponent.
Oh my, I would not want to face her because she's like mentally in your face all the time. So it's one of those little bit annoying players, I would say. Mentally, you just know she's there on the other side of the court. So good win for Ons Jabeur. She's got so much touch, as we can see there with her drop shots and lobs, and she can pretty much do anything with her ball. So when she's physically fit, she's very dangerous.
Yeah, the craft and skill on display, the artistry that we saw in this match. And as I say, this was an 11 o'clock start earlier today, but had a good crowd around it and really good for Ons Jabeur. As I mentioned, she was fourth round here back in September, October, and she'll be looking to get somewhere near that this time round. Venus Williams playing Roland-Garros, Danny, for the 24th time.
24.
Yeah. And we thought we were here quite many times.
Incredible.
Yes, I guess, you know, it's amazing that she's still competing out there after everything she's achieved. But yeah, 24, it sounds like a lot.
Since 1997, she's just missed once.
See?
Roland-Garros.
Tony, and we were tired of the traveling. I feel like you want to say something.
I think he's just in
I
shock.
cannot understand. 24. But for me, it's difficult to understand why she played so much, because she won how many Grand Slams? 8 or?
And now she's still playing doubles with Coco Gauff here. So
Yes, but I know how many Grand Slams.
I think 8 or 9.
Yes. And then she come here, she lose, no?
yes.
And she lose now in the first round.
Is it simply just a love of tennis, a love of what you do?
Perfect. Then it's good that she play. Not understand, but it's very good that she play. And I think it's a good thing for Roland-Garros.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Unfortunately, what isn't good for Roland-Garros is Dani Petra Kvitova released a statement today to say that she's had to withdraw. She was actually carrying out some duties post-match. She fell, as you can see there, and hurt her ankle. And she's decided with her team that the best thing is to not carry on.
Yeah, I mean, Petra had some really tough luck. And especially you feel so sorry for her being match point down, winning that match. And I don't know, what do you think, Tony? But with Petra Kvitova game, I feel like on a good day, she's really one of the best players, one of the
I
sweetest.
talk with her because I like that when she win.
Yeah,
And I am disappointed now that
Yeah.
I didn't know this. And for
really
me,
sad.
he's a very good player. I like to watch
yeah.
the game. I like when she win. Okay.
Yeah.
Was
Bad luck. Yeah.
yes, bad luck.
Sad news, and we wish her a speedy recovery. Now, I wonder if he's been speedy. I wonder where he's gone. I wonder if he's okay. I wonder if he's sheltering from the heat. Eli, hello.
I'm safe. I'm
Good.
safe.
Happy?
And you'll be happy to know, Gigi. Look where I am, Court Suzanne Lenglen with Karolina Pliskova. I know that you had a special eye on this match, so I wanted to be here to see former #1 battle against Donna Vekic. The score is 4-3 Vekic, Pliskova serving. And it's an interesting match to come and see because, well, despite the fact that it's just a good match between 9 against 35, Pliskova had a great tournament in Rome. You know that Pliskova that says that she doesn't play well on clay? Had a great tournament in Rome, made it to the finals. And then a black hole, 6-love against Iga Świątek, the 2020 Roland-Garros champion. So coming out of a double bagel in a Masters 1000 final into a Grand Slam on the same surface. Tricky mentally. I'm sure that Tony has an answer for that. But listen, she's hanging in there. She's clearly not. It's not a walk in the park here or anything. But it's not six. It's not going to be 6-0, 6-0. That's for sure.
Eli, thank you very much. Eli's going to keep an eye on the action on Susan Longland. Meanwhile, we like to bring you the action as it happens, as it has just happened. And I can tell you that we have another seed safely through, and that comes in the form of Matteo Berrettini. It did take him 4 sets for the Italian to come through, but he really feels, Danny, that this year he's been showing people why he made it into the top 10 and why he should be at that level of tennis.
Yeah, and I think it's also good that there are so many other Italians doing so well, so he feels like there's competition, that, you know, he's not going to have all the attention. And I don't know what you think, Tony, why there are suddenly so many Italians. We always saw it more on the girls' side, but now it seems like, you know, there are...
I don't know. I think normally the journalists and the people, we want to make, we want to talk about this, but it's a circumstance for me. It's like in Switzerland, no?
Yep.
Came Roger Federer, never was a Grand Slam champion, came the biggest, and then came Wawrinka, good before was Hingis, but I think sometimes you have good players, sometimes not. You have a good generation, and of course it's normal that in Italian, in Spain or in French, there are good players because it's popular. Tennis is a big sport in these countries.
That's very important. Now, a very important part of this show is what Daniela has seen in Eye of Daniela. So the question has to be, what has caught your eye today?
Well, Tony, every day I want to discuss something that I think is very interesting, and since we have you here, is the player-coach relationship. Something very interesting you told me already a couple of years ago is that when you go out there with Rafa, you actually let him be the leader of the practice, and you discuss with him what he wants to work on. Where is that balance between letting the player be the leader, but then also you as the coach stepping in and saying, right, okay, but also this is what I feel like we need to work on? How do you find that balance so that it's a healthy one?
Good. First, when Rafael was young, always I decide what we have to do on court and sometimes outside the court. It's normal because I was the uncle and I was older than him, no? Then when Rafael grew up, I wanted that he decide to, because in my opinion it's very important that the player is involved. I said, I give my opinion, and I said, okay, then what do you think? And both we decide the things. But he decide the things on court, but never he decide about me. You know, this was the difference. Normally I never went with his racket to the stringer. Never I went for water. No, because I am the coach, you are the player, but no more than this.
So would you say the most important thing is the honesty and being direct, as you say, that when you feel like the player is not doing something right, you just say it? And to me, it's the greatness of the coach.
In my opinion, is my commitment with Rafael was always this, to say what I thought that I have to say. I know that is difficult because with the player is the boss, the player is who pays the money, the salary, and then it's difficult to say something that he don't want to listen to. But in my case was different. And always when someone come to me, like Felix, come to me in the Rafa Nadal Academy, and I said, the first thing that I said, do you want to listen to what? Do you want to listen or to what I want to say? Tell me, and I can't say what you want or what I want. For me, it's not a problem. No, and he told me, no, I want to say what you think. And always I did the same because I think like this I can help him. If you, I know it's difficult, but many coaches has this problem.
Yeah. That's why I asked. That's why I brought up
It's
this topic.
difficult. I discussed many times this in the tour on the tour, in the tour, and many times the other coaches told me, "Oh, for you it's easy to say. You work with Rafael, he's kind, and you don't need the money." And this is different, okay? But there are coaches that they don't need the money, and.
Yeah.
One time I saw one coach in Rome. After his player was not too correct with him, not too much, a little incorrect. When he arrived in the locker room, the coach said, "We are finished."
Wow.
One time. And the player said, "Oh no," I said, "Not too much. And like this I cannot work." And he went to Argentina,
It
this
is
coach.
it-
Only one time.
It is a fascinating subject, and that was this evening's Eye of Daniela. Now, you wouldn't think it looking behind me. I mean, it looks like midday and we should all be on a beach, but in less than an hour and a half's time, we will have the second Roland-Garros night session. And we're going to head straight to Philippe Chatrier because I believe the focus of tonight's night session, Eli, is going about his business preparing for the match.
Absolutely. We are here on Court Philippe Chatrier. We're privileged. Very, very few people here. One guy is privileged behind me, Novak Djokovic, warming up. He's training with sparring partner Vivien Chabot-Cabos, the French lefty, righty, what am I saying? Novak Djokovic, let's talk about him real quick. He comes off a win in Belgrade last week. So prepared for a Grand Slam with a tournament, which is very unusual for the Serb, world number one. But since everything got pushed over, dates changed, he arrived here in good spirits. He's feeling good on clay. Let's also say that it's his 17th consecutive appearance here in Roland-Garros. We all remember he lost last year. Tony, you remember in 2020. He lost 6-0, 6-2, 7-5. It was the only time ever in his career he lost a set 6-0 in a Grand Slam final. So that was the last competition he had here, was losing 6-0 to Rafa on this court. He's playing the night session. He said that he's a bit sad that there's not going to be crowd, but he understands. Yeah, I mean, everything is getting ready here. The training is over. Novak, Philippe is going to show you, Novak is walking off the court now. He's going to have a few interview requests, and he'll be back here in about an hour and a half for the night session number 2.
Thank you very much, Eli. As Novak Djokovic departs Philippe Chatrier. Tony, we are so privileged, and you've been closer to it than most, to have this generation spearheaded by Rafa Nadal, Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer.
Yes, it is an unbelievable generation. It's difficult to repeat because I remember when Bjorn Borg, Jimmy Connors, McEnroe, they play. They won 26 Grand Slams together, no? 11, 8, and 7, McEnroe. And Rafael, Federer, and Novak, 2020 and 18, 58. It's more than double. Then it's unbelievable. I think the commitment of these three guys is with his game is what makes the difference. I said many times before, for example, Sampras, he don't want to play a lot on clay. Another good player don't want to play on grass. And the new generation, they play well. They are so good. But when they have a bad day, they say, okay, I come the next week. And I think these three guys, they try to, when they play well, they play really well. they won. Normally they win the matches, but when they have a bad day, they still are there, and they try to fight till the end. And this is what makes the difference, I think.
It's absolutely incredible. If we look at the order of play for tomorrow, because time is against us, we have the man, Danny, in the night session on Philippe Chatrier, who's broken up the big three. Daniil Medvedev sort of crashed the party. He's number 2 in the world, and he'll have the night session tomorrow night.
Well, I think he still needs to watch a lot of Rafa's matches because he's believed to play well on clay. I don't understand why he has that attitude, because to me, he moves really well on clay. He's got all the
Yes.
shots in the game, so it just shows that sometimes it really is between the ears.
I don't know why he didn't play well here or on clay. He don't like to play on clay.
Well, that's
He
why he
said
doesn't
this
play well.
in Madrid, but I think he's a wonderful player
Yeah.
because he can play well everywhere. But, okay, if he don't play well, better for Rafael. He got more chances to win.
Tony, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for giving up your time. Good luck with everything going forward with Felix, and good luck if you ever make it onto the golf course with Danny. I'm not sure that's going to happen now, but good luck if you play golf together.
Okay,
You will need the luck, I'm telling you.
of course I can beat her. When
Wow,
she
this-
come,
This is fighting talk.
Whoa!
no, because when she came to Mallorca, when she will come to Mallorca, I knew the place,
That's the thing, he's using
golf
his
course.
home.
Oh, so that's, no, it has to be a neutral venue.
It's got to be here in Paris
Has
so
to
that
be a
Roland-Garros
neutral
can
venue.
cover it.
Okay, so the golf challenge is on. Tony, it's
happening
been a
here in
pleasure.
Paris.
Thank you so much for being with us. So Tony's phone's ringing. He's
Yes.
going to go. See, the time's up. That's the alarm. It's the end of Live at RG for this evening. Thank you
no.
so much for being with us. Tony's going to answer his phone. We're going to keep watching the tennis. Don't forget the night session. You can follow it on the website, the app, and at Radio Roland-Garros. And we will be back with you same time tomorrow night.